Okay, today we're going to have a look at the Siege event, how to play it, spoiler, use the Rivonics, and have a look at some gameplay. Okay, let's jump into it. So you are one-on-one and each player has got 2 bots. Each base has got a target that you need to defend, and you also need to tag your opponent's target on the other side of the field. You can see at the top there you've got 300 crowns. That kind of starts to run out as you shoot your opponent's target. As yours gets shot, yours runs out. So it's not a million miles away from capture the flag, but it's not the same. Alright, let's have a nosy. So it also appears that tagging your opponents causes their crowns to go down. I didn't realise that until I started reviewing the video footage. I thought that you just had to shoot your opponent's target. Kind of makes sense, as you'll see at some point in this video. You can shoot the target until it dies and it doesn't necessarily end the game. I thought that was a bug, but maybe it's because you also need to tag your opponents, I'm not sure. So as you can see, the Rivonics is doing what the Rivonics always does, shooting multiple people. We died to that stun effect that the, I can't remember what it's called, the Strato something or other, but that orange sniper rifle blaster, which actually isn't a sniper rifle, by the way, it's an attack blaster, just looks like a sniper, but that has an ability where when it hits you, it can hit for critical, stuns you. It's a good way to kill people with the Rivonics, and it's going into a video that I'm working on, which is basically ways to counter the Rivonics, because there's not many and we need to know what they are. Okay, so we're using the Select Blaster as our secondary. I've also got the 2 as a backup if I need it, but I'm hoping that I won't need to switch to that at any point. So we see the opponent's nearly out of crowns, so we get a tag and then we just need to hit the target a few more times to finish them off. Nice easy victory. So in this event you don't earn points. 1 victory equals 1 step along the little victory path to unlock all the rewards. So you can see this isn't the first I played of this. The first few games I played, I thought I was recording. Turns out I wasn't, so I don't have that gameplay footage. But let's face it, you don't need to see the whole thing. That video will be like 30 minutes long. Okay, so our opposing human player has a Rivonics 360, same as us, so we need to factor that in to how we approach this game. So first thing I'm going to do is look for them and see if they've actually got the Rivonics out. They're bunched on the right, so good opportunity to start attacking them. So just bots here. Okay, 2 down, so let's attack the target, try and get some of these crowns down before they start doing it to us. And we've got the bots respawning. So sometimes it looks like the bullet is ricocheting from the target to the other players or vice versa, but it doesn't seem to happen most of the time. So generally you need to decide between attacking the target and defending yourself, because as you kill the opposing players, they'll just respawn on top of you. So you need to pick your opportunities to do damage to the target, but spend the rest of the time taking out the opponents, otherwise they'll kill you. The other thing you can do is just activate the shield and then just ignore the opponents and just throw as much damage as you can at the target before the shield runs out, and then try and defend yourself. So as you can see, the target's dead, but we still need some crowns. We need to get these from tags, although I don't realise it at the time. I've only figured this out in retrospect. And we get the victory, nice and easy. So the opposing Rivonics not really coming into it there. We'll keep an eye out for people using the Rivonics, because it definitely changes how you need to approach fighting those people. One thing I like about this game mode is that you know for certain that you're playing against 2 bots and a real person, as opposed to usually there's always bots in your game but you don't really know who's a bot and who's not. And to be honest, this gives us an opportunity to actually analyse how bots that we know are definitely bots behave. And they're not that bad at the game, to be fair. They're perfectly competent. They're not amazing, but they generally follow the right strategy, and they do get tags. So there's plenty of obstacles to hide behind on this map. Plenty of opportunities for reload. It's actually one of the better maps. There's quite a few of them. I prefer the ones without the trains, because you don't always hear them coming. So our opponent's activated a shield, but we can just keep shooting them to keep our health up because we've got easily enough ammunition to do that. And now we're starting to get a bit of damage onto the target as well as take out our opposing players. And we can see on the minimap that our base isn't under threat, so we don't need to worry too much about that at the moment. Probably should have moved there, but my opponent thankfully reloaded at the same time as me, so we were both safe. And now the Rivonics just shine in, absolutely oppressing a team of players all close together, and obviously the human player doesn't really have much control over what the bots do, so they're just kind of stuck, and we get the victory. Nice. So we picked up 11 tags and nearly 250,000 damage. Not bad at all, making good progress there. Okay, next game, and we're against an opposing Rivonics again, so we need to play with that in mind like we did earlier. The Rivonics has got about a 1 minute cooldown roughly, so once you take out somebody with a Rivonics, that's your window to strike at the target. Okay, that's the opposing human player, and they don't appear to be using the Rivonics at the moment. So we've taken them out and expect them to be loading back in with it. Just dodge the trains, they're a menace. Especially on that circular track. I've not got used to that pattern of movement yet, so I get hit by it. Okay, we should easily take these two out with the Rivonics, which we do successfully. And this should be... I think that's one of the bots again. So we've still not seen the Rivonics from the opposing side, so... there it is, there's the white discs. So now we need to take them out, which we can use our shield for. We get them out, so now is the time for us to attack. The opponent getting hit by the train was fortunate because it took a significant amount of the health off them, so it was much easier to take them out than it would have been if they'd have been healing gradually. Okay, so let's try and take over this area and get as much damage as we can on this target without dying. We can use a shield and we can just ignore the enemies for a few seconds and just pile the damage on, which works very, very well. Under the cosh and we get taken out, but it doesn't matter. We've nearly beat them, a couple of tags and we'll be done. We can't be too overzealous though, because we've had over half of our crowns taken off us, so I just try and hold back a little bit and just apply a bit of pressure to our enemies. It's likely that our opponent is going to load back in with the Rivonics at some point, so we're going to have to take that out again potentially. And now they're advancing on our position, it's a perfect opportunity to just wipe them out. Even if we get tagged, it doesn't matter, we'll respawn here and then we can launch a counter-offensive. So we survived that attack, we use our heal, and now we can go after the target and finish this game off. A single tag will win the game, so yeah, this is done. So I head round for the target because it's the closest thing I can shoot, and there we go. Nice and easy. So let's have a look how we did in that game. 12 tags, and again, just over 250,000 damage. Very nice. Okay, Sandstorm, this is a different map. I don't think I've seen this one yet. So let's see how we get on. No opposing Rivonics, so it should be pretty straightforward. Just use a Rivonics, run over and just, you know, annoy people. So it looks like we've got 2 horizontal tracks and a sort of kill zone in the middle. Probably try and stay out of this area really. Don't want to risk falling in the water, just get across to the other side. This is where we need to be. So this is where the shield comes in clutch. We can just make ourselves immune to all the damage, do a bunch of damage to the target, and then still manage to fight back a little bit. This kind of gives us the opportunity to try and spawn kill the opposing players and bots as they spawn in, which, if they've got 3 blasters with quite long respawn times, could really screw them over, because if they're stuck unable to respawn, we can just spend all our time attacking the target. So this is why, if you're playing this mode, you need to have at least 1 blaster with a short reload time, because if you end up in that position, you're definitely going to lose. And there we go, nice and easy. We just absolutely oppress them at their own base, take out the target and get the victory. Much lower damage and kills that time, but it's because it was over so fast. Ooh, Wild West, I like this map. You basically got two bases on hills and you just lead down into a valley in the middle. Nice, simple, straightforward. It's easy to defend your base, but it is also quite easy to rush your opponents just because there's so many obstacles to hide behind. And as always, a lake in the middle just to annoy you. So generally, I don't worry too much about the bots. They're quite easy to take out. It's the human players that you generally have to watch out for. Okay, we're rushing the base, so let's see how much damage we can get to the target in this first run. Two defenders at the moment, not sure where the third is. Oh, looks like they're running over to our base looking at the minimap. So we want to do more damage to their target than they do to ours, because as you can see our crowns have started going down as well, but they're nowhere near catching up to us. I'll just batter this target as much as I can. And that was close to 10 seconds before that bot spawned back in, so I had quite a big chunk of time there where both bots were still on cooldown. So that's what I was saying earlier about spawn killing them, and it's just enabled us to win this match very, very quickly. I suppose you've got no control over the blasters that your bots have, so if you notice that your bots have got blasters with very long respawn times, maybe you want to play a bit more defensively. Ooh, actually, it looks like the bots all use the same loadout every time. I didn't notice that before, so we can actually go and check the respawn times. Okay, so the Retaliator, that's got a respawn of 18 seconds, which is quite fast, I guess. Let's look at the next one. 28 seconds for the Pharaoh, quite average. And then the Nitron, probably more, 55 seconds. Okay, so it's quite difficult to get them to a point where they can't respawn, but it's not impossible, as we've seen. Okay, so we've got a fight under a bridge on this level by the look of it, with train tracks on top. Our opponents broke out of line really quickly there, but we managed to recover quite easily. And the bots sweep up the last of the other team, so we can press forward now. I'll go under rather than over. I get hit by trains far more often than I should, really. It's a bit embarrassing. Okay, so straight in the thick of it, and our opponent's using a double punch, which can take out a Rivonix, but we've got that shield to save us. Getting quite a lot of resistance here, really. Not getting many chances to attack the target, but that's to be expected. They are spawning at their bases, so hopefully all these tags will buy us a little bit of respite to attack the target. Okay, quick reload, and the shield's almost on cooldown, so we're just going to pop that and use the opportunity to just damage the target as much as possible before we need to go back to fighting the bots. And that worked very effectively. Hopefully these bots are getting near the point where they'll be stuck on cooldown for a few seconds and we can just finish this off because we're so close. There we go, we'll get some tags and then just pepper the target for the win. Brilliant. Okay, another easy victory. All down to the Rivonix, really. It's overpowered. Overall, this event was very easy to complete. I didn't lose a single game, and it took about half an hour in total. So let's have a look at the final reward. Get some cards. Ooh, and we get some XP for the judge, that's nice. Yep, we can upgrade that. Okay, thanks for watching.